New York City's Metropolitan Museum of Art is one of the largest museums in the world. It's home to the extraordinary Washington crossing the Delaware, 1851, and the intricate gilded bronze Buddha, 524, and the passionate cypress trees of the master Van Gogh, 1889. But this week, the Met drew our attention to a piece that may have been overlooked before, but likely never will be again. The Met posted this tweet on Thursday. It shows a fertility figure on display with the text, "Here at the Met, we have artworks that can hashtag break the internet too." So, for Jamie, I mean, it was this kind of, of all the responses, of all the parodies, I did sort of love that they were being citational of her citation of the kind of feminist fertility, the feminine fertility figure.
All right, well, first of all, it's about time we got to the white guy talking about this issue. I was just like, what's going on? What do you guys know about this? I'm gonna eat some grapes. The Met, I love the idea of the Met being like, we have to get in on this.
Yes.
I have so much stuff to say. Everything you guys said was really interesting. I want to say something about the eloquent thing. I feel like at this point, everyone has a different definition, right? If that's what Kim Kardashian considers eloquent, if that's what she wants to do with her body, I think that's fine. I would rather see Kim Kardashian break the internet than some of these even intellectual female politicians who support war crimes. You know what I mean? I really.
That's interesting.
Kind of, right? Like,
I don't really know what her politics are, but we don't know that they are regressive.
What if she's so progressive? What if we didn't know that?
She identifies as a liberal Republican.
Ew. All right, I take that back.
That's what I read.
I don't support it anymore.
Okay, so
I think that I've been watching guys react. And that's kind of what I've been focused on, which sort of taints anything beautiful about anything. I found it really interesting that Kim Kardashian will still get slut-shamed for voluntarily, race issues aside, for voluntarily doing something like this by the same guys who are stealing photos from Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes, right.
I thought that was really shady.
Right, because part of this has to do, I think, with sort of not only what this figure represents, and interestingly enough, sort of how the Met goes back and tells us, by the way, this is a figure that has been valued for a very long time. But, Alyssa Milano responded by critiquing the ways in which there have been criticisms of her breastfeeding selfies. So she's got these, breastfeeding selfies, and she says, look, nothing to take away from Kim Kardashian, but why am I getting crap for showing sort of the side of my breast with my infant on it, whereas there's such enthusiasm and excitement, particularly for men. And I keep thinking, maybe it's because of how the body part is being used, right? For the titillation and experience, presumably of heterosexual men versus the feeding of a child.
Yeah, guys are probably like, ew, gross, a baby. But I think they're very different. I think they're very different things. I don't think either of them should have really gotten criticized for doing this on their own. I'm glad Alyssa Milano doesn't sound like she's criticizing Kim Kardashian, because that's a very white lady thing to do, is like post a picture of breastfeeding and like compare the two. I don't know. Guys are creeps, so guys are obviously going to gravitate towards the one that is more sexualized.
But the problem with guys are creeps, right? Whatever the empirical evidence is to support that, is they're also they're also heavily engaged with the control of resources, wealth, and so the way that men respond to women matters as a matter of economic and political and social life.
What I'm more shocked about is that Kanye was there at this shoot, apparently, and he was endorsing it, and he supported
all day, literally all day,
every day. And I think he loves his wife and thinks she's the most beautiful thing that ever walked the face of the earth. But what is he doing actually to propel the sexism that goes to the man? We have a male saying, I don't know if you liked it, didn't like it. I know you're married, so you may not want to say that on air. But I think a lot of the men are saying, oh my God. A lot of them are saying, wow, I would never allow my wife to do that. But is it perpetuating the brand?
But still, the idea of like allowing your wife, of allowing your wife to show her body, the idea that it's still her, even though she has a child, even though she has a husband, it's still her body to
a husband, a mother,
her agency. But we can't forget that Vogue just said this is the era of the booty. So you ask why Alyssa Milano versus Kim Kardashian. The emphasis right now is on the black girls behind, but it's via Iggy Azalea. it's via Jennifer Lopez. It's via these other.
So being all about the bass and then discovering that that song is right. And so there's an angst about that, and yet then there's all. So this, I think this is, as you pointed out, Samisha, this is the tough part. So there's this feminist question about agency, but then also this intersectional question around race and capitalism and guys being creeps. Thank you to Salamisha Tillett and to Jamie Kilstein, also to Vikki Ziegler and to Kierna Mayo.